the yellow numerals and the blue and yellow stripes going down both sides of the shoulders. Misercordia will shoot to the basket to my left on your radio dial, and the Diplomats and the Cougars get things underway. Franklin and Marshall controlling the opening tip. Misercordia out in a man-to-man. It's Slika on the right wing. Cross court for Tate, guarded up there by Rodway. Slika, foul line, back to the basket. Little give and go, gets it back from Owona, drives to the basket and lays it in as he beats Kenny off the dribble. And it's 2-0 Franklin and Marshall. For a conference opener, we have a tremendous crowd here tonight. It's a blackout at the Anderson Center. Kenny driving the lane, kicks it, Fields, corner three, got it. Trey Fields gets Misericordia on the board. It's 3-2. Fields, third leading scorer for the Cougars last year, 14.5 points a game. Here's Federici, left-handed drive through the paint. Bounce pass down low, gets away. I thought Rivera may have deflected it, but they give it to Misericordia. Franklin and Marshall showing full court pressure, but now they back off as the Cougars get it into Rodway. Alec Rodway, 5'10" junior, breaks the timeline up the far side right. Cross court for Kenny. Jason wields it behind the back. Now kicks it to Rodway in the far right corner. Two dribbles towards the basket on the baseline. Trapped and traveled. First turnover of the game against Misericordia gives it back to the Diplomats. 18:42 to go, first half. Cougars lead 3-2. Misericordia will play a lot of the same guys as last year, and here's a quick three. Goes down for Federici. A contested three over Kenny, and it's 5-3 Diplomats. Rodway crosses the timeline, far side right, cross court for Fields in the corner. Kenny left wing, and he travels as he makes his way to the basket against the defense of Ignis Slika. Tate runs the offense for the Diplomats as they attack the basket to my right, and Rodway comes up with a steal as he knocked it out of the hands of the center, Owona. Here's Harding for a pull-up three, and it's short. Rebound on one hop to Federici. 5-3, Franklin and Marshall. Federici off a high ball screen, gets past Fields, little fadeaway from 10 feet, comes up short. Fields gets the rebound off the deflection. Up ahead for Kenny, near side left. Holds it high above his head and now wheels around and dribbles out. Left wing Fields, cross court for Harding. Corner three on the way, got it. Tony Harding shot 39% from downtown last year, and it's 6-5 Misericordia. Federici off the dribble handoff. Fires up top for Tate. Down low, Owona. One-on-one against Rivera. Jump stop in the lane. Goes up and under and has the shot partially deflected. Out of bounds to the Diplomats with 14 to shoot. Tate inbounds from the baseline underneath the basket to my right. Gets it into Federici at the foul line. Slika back out to Tate, 8 to shoot. Down low in the post. Working against Harding is Grohl, and he goes up and gets a little fadeaway from 12 feet. Matt Grohl gives the Diplomats the lead back. It's 7-6. Franklin and Marshall out in the man-to-man as well. Fields beats Federici off the dribble, loses the handle, goes off his knee off the face of a Diplomat. And now they say Fields was out of bounds as he gained the loose ball. Ball ricocheted hard off the face of Matthew Tate. Trey Fields looked like he was trying to go in for a soaring dunk across the lane and lost the handle. And a Misericordia turnover gives it back to Franklin and Marshall. Moving left to right here in the first half. Federici off a screen up top. Pass down low, picked off by Kenny, but he can't control. Now Federici off the loose ball, launches a three and nails it. Jason Kenny thought he got hit in the face, but the official swallows the whistle, and it's 10-6 F&M. Federici with 6 early points. Rodway, one dribble, and out to Harding for a deep three. Way off. Rebound to Owona. Ignas Slika, crossover dribble, and an offensive foul away from the ball. A moving screen called against Lionel Owona, the 6'6 center. It's his first. And he'll head to the bench. J.C. McGrath, 6'6 junior out of Newark, Delaware, into the lineup. McGrath, honorable mention all-conference last year. Started about half the games for F&M. Fields, a step-back corner three, and it's off the side of the backboard. Contested three-point shot there from Fields, and now F&M up the near side, far side, I should say. Federici, bounce pass down low. Rivera, one-on-one down the block against McGrath. Shot off glass and rim is missed, and Rivera the rebound. 15-18 to go in the half. It's 10-6 Diplomats. Rodway gets a screen into the lane. Shot rejected by McGrath, and out of bounds with 20 to shoot. A ferocious rejection from McGrath against the much smaller Rodway. He'll think twice about attacking him again. Now Alec controls on the right wing. Bounces it to the free throw line. Rivera holds it high above his head. Now dribbling back to the basket. Pass intercepted by Tate. Tate navigating through, loses control, and now gets it back. Cross court, Federici. Check that. That was Slika making his way to the basket, and the layup is good to make it 12-6. Some issues with the in-house audio, some static, as Rivera nails a three from the right wing. Noah Rivera, who only attempted one three-point shot a season ago, he missed it. This one he makes, trims the lead in half. It's 12-9. Here's Tate faking on Rodway, bounce pass down low. Slika cut off, and now pass intercepted by Rodway. 3-on-1, Fields in transition, easy layup as Federici backed off. A 5-0 run quickly from the Cougars, and it's 12-11 F&M. 6 minutes in here from the Anderson Center. Matt Kroll finds McGrath just outside the free throw line, dumps it down low, and Kroll gets the layup as Harding was a step slow to react. And Grohl's second field goal makes it 14-11. Here's a turnover by the Cougars as Rodway's pass didn't find the mark. Tate thought about a three in transition, passed on it. Slika gets around a screen. Kenny recovers, and the pass goes out of bounds into the Cougar bench with 13-19 to go in the first half. Stone McCreary is on the floor for Misercordia for the first time. Stone had a tremendous game against Lycoming in that charity exhibition game last week. 8 3-point shots he knocked down, leading the way for the Cougars off the bench in that 4-point loss. He controls it now on the near side left wing. Dumps it down to Rivera. One-on-one in the post. Now the help comes from Tate. Back around the horn. Kenny driving to the hoop. Off-balance shot is missed off the glass, but a foul is called against F&N. So Jason Kenny, who has been quiet here in the first half, F&M really not wanting him to get untracked. He had 29 points in the game 2 years ago when these teams played. A 5-point win for the Diplomats in that one. Game that was not really that close. The Diplomats controlled that one for the majority of the game. A late Cougar rally made it close. but the Diplomats got the win down in Lancaster. Kenny converts both free throws, his first points of the game, and it's down to a 1-point advantage for F&M. Lob pass down low. Federici against a double team. May have gotten fouled. No call. Rebound tips out to Kenny. One-on-one on the open floor against Tate. Crossover dribble. Left-handed layup. Spins out. And now a 4-on-3 for the Diplomats. Tate crossing over against Rivera. Layup no good, but a foul is called against the Misercordia big man. First foul against Rivera, first against Misericordia here, 7.5 minutes into the game. And it sends Matthew Tate, the 6-foot senior, averaged 10 points a game last year, to the free throw line. First appearance at the stripe for the Diplomats, and Tate too strong on the first attempt. And here's the transfer student for Misericordia, Tyrell Mann. Transferred in, played well against Lycoming last week. He's on the floor for the first time as the second free throw is up and in. Mann is a 6'3" junior out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. And here's Kenny crossing over, whips a cross-court pass McCreary for three from the corner, and he's got it. And Misericordia has their first lead. It's 16-15. Check that. It's not their first lead, but they've trailed almost the whole way here in the first half. Tate, top of the key, guarded there by Kenny. Misericordia still in the man-to-man. Turnaround jump shot by Kroll is no good, but an offensive rebound for the Diplomats. Loose ball underneath. Harding diving on the floor for it, and a tie-up as he was scrambling down there under the basket against Matt Grohl. Slika back on the floor for the Diplomats, replacing Grohl. And now Willie Chandler will take his first time out of the year here in 20. As these teams, talking to Willie Chandler earlier today, he is certainly not treating this as kind of a tune-up game. The Cougars are treating this game as important as any game on their schedule. They have an eye on establishing a resume if they're not fortunate enough to win the conference championship this year. They want to have a shot at one of those at-large berths. And a win here against a program like this is a good way to get started. Here's Kenny knifing down the lane. Shot is missed, and an offensive foul is called against the Misericordia junior. J.C. McGrath was just outside the protected area as he set his feet. Not much of an argument from anybody from the Cougars side, and Kenny's first foul gives it back to the Diplomats with 11.5 minutes to go in the half. They trail by 1. Daniel Osley is in the game for the first time for the Diplomats. He wears number 2. Driving the lane, now underneath McGrath. Layup is up and in over Harding. Tony again just a half a step slow to react. It's a 1-point lead for F&M. Mann in the near corner shuffled his feet, and it's another turnover against the Cougars. Turnover number 6. Diplomats working to the basket to my right. 3-point shot on the way by Tate. It's short. And a loose ball foul against F&M. This will go against Federici. That's his first and already the 5th against the Diplomats. Franklin and Marshall is picked second in the Centennial Conference this year. They lost in their conference semifinals last year. Here's Fields, hard to the hole, and he's rejected but hacked across the wrist. And already 6 fouls against F&M here in the first 9.5 minutes of the game. This one goes against Ignas Slika. That's his first. Fields with 5 points in the game to lead the way for Misercordia. First trip to the line here this year. First one's up and in. Fields is a good foul shooter, 73% last year. And he gets to the line a lot with his aggressive, sometimes borderline reckless style of play. But Trey Fields in the second half of the season last year was as good as anybody in the Freedom Conference. He just got better and better and really was peaking at the right time when playoff time came around. Career effort in that conference final last year, win over DeSales as Fields goes 2 for 2 from the line here. It's 18-17 Misercordia. 10.5 minutes on the first half clock. Slika at the free throw line, then they whip it around the horn. Mike Rice, a sophomore, 6'2", is in the game for the first time. And he has it in the right corner. Pass to the baseline. Tate controls. Underneath, McGrath misses the bunny. Offensive rebound. Tate, another miss, but a foul on the inside against Misercordia. And Willie Chandler not happy on the sideline. He does not appreciate the effort on the defensive glass that time from his team. And Matthew Tate, the 6-foot senior out of Greenwich, Connecticut, to the line for 2. First one's up and in. We're tied at 18 as Tony Harding will head to the bench. Rivera back on the floor after a short rest. Tate's second free throw gives the lead back to F&M. In the game for the first time for Misercordia, Patrick Dowett, I should say. He's a freshman. Dowett, 6'2", out of Monroe, New York. Cross-court pass, deflected out of bounds from the young freshman. We saw a lot of that in the women's matchup tonight. Misercordia women, especially the freshmen, turnover issues in that 5-point loss to Lebanon Valley. Here's Tyrell Mann driving right baseline. Double team, whips around and fires out to Dowett. Pounding the dribble between the circles. Drives cut off by Federici. Rivera with 4 to shoot. Hard to the hole. Floating shot with the right hand is missed. And the rebound to Tate. Down to 9.5 minutes to play in the half. Diplomats with the basketball, moving left to right. Slika, bounce pass to a cutting McGrath, who misses the short one. A couple of layups now missed by McGrath in the last minute or so. And it's still a 1-point Diplomat lead. Cougars the other way. Mann. Power drive to the hole and a blocking foul as Mann comes up short on the shot. Tate may have gotten there in time, but he was inside the protected circle. And that'll send Tyrell Mann, the 6'3" junior, to the line for 2. Second foul already against Matthew Tate. Mann comes up short on the free throw. This is the first in a long line of difficult non-conference games for Misercordia. They will play what's expected to be the top 3 teams in the Centennial Conference as Mann almost breaks the backboard with that free throw. He banks it in, and he'll head to the bench as we're tied at 19. Tell you more about the non-conference schedule for the Cougars coming up on the next whistle. Osley, top of the key as they rotate the ball around. Now cross-court pass picked off by McCreary. Up the near side is Stone, crossing the timeline, finds Kenny cutting across the baseline, and now Jason will set things up in front of the scorer's table. 20 to shoot, 8:52 on the first half clock. Jason isolated against Slika. Bounce pass inside for a cutting McCreary, who lays it in going up and under the rim. And a beautiful look from Jason Kenny. It's 21-19, Misercordia. Federici navigating, pass down low for a cutting McGrath is tipped out of play by Kenny. Jason probably could have caught that one if he tried to get two hands on it, but he panicked a bit and knocked it out of bounds as he was falling to the floor. Now Franklin and Marshall will inbound. McGrath at the free throw line, across the line to Osley. Stepping, passing, now down low. McGrath against Rivera. Jump stop, passes on the shot, 4 to shoot. Step back shot from Slika is missed, tip goes down. And great defense that time by the Cougars, but they couldn't come up with the defensive board, and we're tied again at 21. Give credit to Slika for the basket. Dowett out to Rivera, another three. This one doesn't draw iron. And the rebound to the Diplomats. Up ahead, no one picks up the ball, but the shot swatted away by Rivera. 3-on-2 the other way. Kenny in the open floor. Shot missed with the left hand. And the rebound to the Diplomats. 7:37 to go in the half. We're tied at 21. Diplomats working left to right. Fields got beaten off the dribble. Rivera came over to help. And a foul is going to be called against the Misercordia big man, Noah Rivera. That'll be his second. Rivera is going to have to stay out of foul trouble this year because there's no James Hawk coming off the bench to replace him. Misericordia will be playing a lot of small lineups this year. Tony Harding may see some time at the center position, and we didn't see that at all last year. And here comes Harding now into the lineup, and that's exactly what's going to happen now. So Rivera to the bench as the first free throw from Federici gives the Diplomats the lead back by a point. Second free throw's up and in. 23-21 Diplomats. Full court pressure. They get it into Kenny. Alec Rodway has been on the bench for the majority of this first half. Did start the game, have not seen much of him since. Patrick Dowett brings it across the timeline, hounded out there, and now a foul as he bounced it to Fields is called against Ignas Slika. That's his second. Sixth against the Diplomats. Slika will go to the bench. Grohl back on the floor. Rodway, I call for him, now he comes in. Dowett goes out of the game. And after the off-ball foul, Misericordia will inbound from the far sideline. Lots of love to the Misericordia student section tonight. They're out in full force. A blackout here at the Anderson Center. McCreary, catch and shoot for three, drains it. Stone McCreary's got one of the quickest releases that you'll ever see. Shot only 31% last year from downtown, but he has the ability to score a lot of points in bunches. And he gives Misericordia the lead by a point. Fields tries to draw the charge at the foul line, doesn't get the whistle. 9 to shoot for the Diplomats. Osley beats Kenny off the dribble, but the floating left-hand shot no good. Rebound, Awanya, and he lays it back up and in. Back and forth we go. Both teams have had the lead for a substantial part of this first half as Rodway dribbles forecourt right. McCreary, ball fake, three on the way, back rim. And the long rebound crashes out to Federici. This has been a high-intensity game here in the season opener. A pass down low, Federici lays it in as Matt Grohl saw a crease in the Misericordia defense, and Federici, cutting down the lane, beat Kenny. And it's a three-point Diplomat lead. Rodway navigating out to Harding. Straightaway three for the tie. No. Off the right side of the rim, and the rebound to Federici. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go. In a quick-moving first half, it's 27-24 F&M. Awanya on the high post, near side right. Back to Federici. Dribbling back to the basket, step back for three over Kenny, and he drains it. And Brandon Federici defending, well, I should say the three-time first team all-conference performer in the Centennial Conference. He's got 13, and it's a 6-point game. Foul called 35 feet away as Kenny pounded the dribble. Harding heads to the Misercordia bench as the foul was called against Awanya, his second. So 3 of the 5 starters for Glenn Robinson, 2 fouls in the early going. Kenny gets the first free throw to go of the 1-and-1. Jason, of course, a tremendous foul shooter. Last year, shot it at 81%.
The Gone Auto Store family has made lots of friends, building relationships.
Now, let's get you back to Misericordia basketball on the Cougar Broadcast Network.
Second free throw up and in from Jason Kenny. He's got 4 points in the game, all from the charity stripe. It's 30-26. Franklin and Marshall. Federici draws the foul on the three-point shot and gets it to go as Trey Fields left his feet. Federici leaned into him, and Federici now, the senior, 16 points. He can make it 17 if he can convert the 4-point play. And it's been all Brandon Federici here in the first half. He's 4 for 4 from downtown. Got the free throw. He averaged 20 points a game a year ago. He's got 17. We've still got, check that, 16. Yeah, 17. I was right the first time. We've still got 5 minutes to play in the half. Largest lead of the game at 8. Fields slicing down the lane, and he gets one to go. Teardrop from Fields, and a delay of game as Trey messed with the basketball a little bit after that shot. 34-28 is the lead for F&M. Misericordia is in the bonus. They will shoot free throws the rest of the way for the final 4:40 of the half. And now a turnover from F&M as Alec Rodway hounding the F&M dribbler Mike Rice over on the far side left. And the ball deflects off the hand of Rice over the sideline. And Rodway, the pesky defender, gives the Cougars an extra possession. Now he'll bring it up against the pressure from Rice. Kenny, right wing three off a screen from Brugler, misses. And now standing on the line is Matt Grohl, and Misericordia will get it back. So Bailey Brugler, number 32, into the game for Misericordia, the 6'5 junior out of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. On the floor along with Kenny, Rodway, Fields, and McCreary. Here's Fields slashing down the lane. Shot missed. Tip no good, and the rebound controlled by Matt Grohl. F&M shooting at the basket to my right. Here's a jump stop by Federici. Passes on the shot, and they whip it around the horn. Left wing. It is Keith Rado who just checked in. And gets it back now off the bounce. Finds a cutting Federici. Shot partially deflected. Rebound down to the Diplomats, and it's put back up and in by J.C. McGrath. Trey Fields had that rebound, but he jumped a little early, and the ball took an extra bounce off the rim, and it was an easy pickings there for McGrath. Here's McCreary cutting down the lane. Rodway's pass deflected and stolen away. 3-on-3 for the Diplomats in transition, but Kenny intercepts. Up ahead, Fields ahead of the pack. And the pass too tall from Kenny, and Fields can't control it. It's a turnover by the Cougars. That is their 10th turnover of the first half. And Fields will head to the bench. Harding back on the floor for Coach Will Chandler. 36-28 F&M. Justin Koopa, 6'2" freshman from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, is in the game. And he brings it across the timeline. Dumps it down low. Federici, now a baseline shot off. The pass from Federici is drained from McGrath. And F&M starting to pull away. It's a 10-point game. 2:50 to play before halftime. Rodway, crossover dribble, pass gets away. 3-on-1 for the Diplomats the other way. Shot partially blocked by Kenny, but a foul. And it'll send Matt Redhead to the free throw line. 6'5" freshman out of Bedford, New York. Redhead listed as number 20 in the program, but he's actually number 13. And the left-hander converts the first free throw. 11 players have seen action already for Coach Glenn Robinson. Willie Chandler has done even better than that. He's played 13 guys. Second free throw is missed. Harding comes away with it. It's an 11-point lead for the Diplomats. Kenny racing ahead. Shot from the baseline is good, plus a foul, as Jason Kenny went knifing through two Diplomat defenders and got kind of a circus shot to go, fading away on the right baseline. And Jason gets his first field goal of the season. He's got 6 points. He could make it an 8-point game with a free throw, but he comes up short. 2.5 to play in the half. Diplomats attacking the basket to my right. They lead by 9. Justin Koopa finds Federici for a contested straightaway three, and it's in and out. McCreary got a hand in his face. Fields comes away with the defensive board. Kenny pulls up. Now slicing on a give and go, and the lefty layup from Jason Kenny cuts the lead down to 7. Down under 2 minutes to play now, and Jason Kenny has been decidedly more aggressive here in the last couple minutes. Bounce pass from McGrath, misses the bank shot. Rebound tipped out of play. Officials look at each other, and they'll give it to F&M. $17 first half points for Brandon Federici on 5 for 9 from the field. 4 trifectas for Brandon. And he has it now in the far right, or in the near right wing. Cross court for Redhead, and a whistle down low away from the ball. Tyrell Mann operating defensively down against the taller McGrath, and he picks up the foul. Team foul number 7 against Misercordia, so it sends McGrath to the free throw line. 6'6" junior out of Newark, Delaware. 6 points in the game on 3 for 6 shooting. Gets the front end of the 1-and-1. He's also got 5 rebounds to lead the team. F&M +5 on the glass here in the first half. Redhead to the Diplomat bench. Osley back in the game. One more free throw coming for McGrath. Second one clangs off the back iron. Fields a strong rebound in traffic. Cougars with the ball. They trail by 8. Kenny into the forecourt right, knifing to the basket, and it misses the layup. A tremendous move off the quick first step. Got past everybody, but the easy part, he couldn't cash it in. F&M turnover on the other end. Here's Kenny. Quick three from the corner. It's partially blocked. A great defensive play there and recovery by Osley to leap in the air and just get a fingertip on that shot. Diplomats the other way. Federici jump stop, teardrop from 8 feet, and a foul. Going to whistle Trey Fields for his second foul. Jason Kenny appears to be exhausted as he grabs his shorts with both fists, kneeling over, bending over on his knees. Federici, free throw up and in. He's 4 for 4. Diplomats 9 for 12 as a team from the line. This one could put it back to double figures, and it does. 19 points the first half for Brandon Federici. Down to 60 seconds to play before halftime. Kenny across the Cougar logo at center court. Dribble handoff for Fields, navigating through defenders and got the shot to go off the glass with the right hand. Defense breakdown for F&M that time. It's back down to 8. Osley, right wing, dumps it down low. McGrath, one dribble and a pass back on the right wing to Federici. Dribbling towards the free throw line, picked up there by Harding. Misercordia in the man-to-man, and now a foul may go against Trey Fields. If it's Trey, it's his third, as he contested a bounce pass, and it is against Misercordia Senior. So a huge foul there. Fields 25 feet away from the hoop. And Willie Chandler with a pat on the back. No substitutes coming into the game, so they're keeping Trey on the floor. There's only 30 seconds to go in the half, so Willie Chandler banking on the fact that Misericordia won't really play defense for more than a couple more seconds in the half, so he'll keep Fields on the floor with the 3 fouls. Osley gets the first free throw. Second one's up and in. 31 seconds to go before halftime. F&M 44, Misericordia 34. We'll have first half stats coming up at halftime. Misericordia will play for one. There's a second and a half differential between the shot clock and game clock. Kenny controls in front of the scorer's table. Now beats Osley off the dribble. Drive the hole. Shot is too strong, but a foul against the Diplomats. Osley picks up his first with 8 seconds left. Expect Coach Chandler to get Fields off the court here with the 3 fouls as Rodway heads to the scorer's table. Kenny gets the first of 2 free throws. As Brendan Leonard checks in the game for the first time. 6'2 junior out of Staten Island, New York. Fields to the bench. Kenny misses on the second. And now a travel as Jason contested the outlet pass. And Kenny with the heads-up play there forces the turnover. And now Fields back on the floor for offense with 6.5 seconds left. So if the Cougars can get a basket here, it'll be a big swing going into the halftime break. Mann on the dribble handoff from Harding goes in and flushes it down the left baseline with 2 hands. Shot from midcourt, ricochets off the rim. Tyrell Mann is all fired up as the Cougars head into the locker room with a burst of momentum in the final minute. F&M 44, Misericordia 37. We'll have first half stats and a recap of that first half when we come back. You're listening to Misericordia Basketball on the Cougar Broadcast Network. Was 12 for 15 from the line, 4 for 7 from three-point range. They shot an even 50% for the game. The leading rebounder in the first half was J.C. McGrath with 7 for Franklin and Marshall. No one else for either team had more than 3. Franklin and Marshall was a +6 on the glass in the first half. The Diplomats get it first to start the second half, attacking the basket to my left. They dump it down low for Awanya, and he lays it in with the left hand. And the Diplomats on the board first in the second half. They lead 46-37. Diplomats dressed in the road blue jerseys with the black numerals and white trim here tonight. Misericordia in the home whites with the word Misericordia across the front of the uniform top. Gold numerals with black and gold stripes. Rodway driving the left side, Gets into the paint, picks up the dribble, kicks it cross court for Harding. Near side right wing, spinning in the lane, gets it with the left hand. And Tony Harding has 5 points, 2 for 5 from the field. It's back down to a 7-point game. Federici, left-handed dribble, top of the key. Down low, Awanya against Rivera. Wild shot, way too strong. Rodway, the defensive rebound. Up ahead, diagonal for Kenny. Finds a streaking Trey Fields, who lays it in, and it's 46-41 F&M. Fields and Kenny both on the floor to start the second half with the 3 personal fouls. Federici winding his way towards the basket, pass tipped and almost goes out of bounds, but controlled by Slika. Slika spins in the lane, shot partially blocked by Kenny. Now leaking out is Kenny, 2-on-1 with Fields, and Jason is fouled on the arm by Federici as he worked his way towards the basket. It'll be a shooting foul for the Misercordia Junior and the first team all-conference performer from a season ago, Jason Kenny, who averaged a conference-high 20.5 points a game. And he can get into double figures here with this free throw. And he does. Foul was called against Awanya, I believe. Actually missed that. He heads to the bench. 4 players for F&M, all with 2 fouls, as Kenny drains the second free throw. Misericordia now 9 for 12 from the stripe, and it's a 3-point margin for the Diplomats. Federici with a awkward-looking 3-point shot, contested. It's an air ball, and Slika couldn't save it. Goes back to Misericordia with 18:24 to go in the game. Misericordia has upped the intensity on the defensive end here in the first couple minutes of the second half. Fields near side right, up top for Harding. 2 dribbles towards the left side. Now they whip it around the horn. Kenny driving right baseline. Top of the key for Rodway, and he's called for traveling, and it's a good call. Alec with something to say to the baseline official, but that official said, I don't know what you're talking to me for. It's the official in front of the scorer's table that made the call. So F&M gets it back, working right to left, 3-point lead. High post for Matt Grohl, back to the basket. Outside for Matthew Tate. Lob pass for a cutting McGrath, who lays it in on the alley-oop. And a backdoor cut that time from McGrath. Willie Chandler yelling out to Noah Rivera. And it's back to a 5-point advantage. Rivera. Hands off for Fields, top of the key. Driving, dishing for Rivera, who lays it in and is fouled. So a 2-man basketball that time. A little pick and roll from Trey Fields to the 6'4" and 6'7" Noah Rivera. And Noah will head to the line for the first time tonight. 5 points in the game for Rivera, only 2 rebounds. Got into early foul difficulty. Not a good free throw shooter. And he gets this one to go. 48-46. F&M led by 10 with just about 90 seconds to go in the first half. Misericordia out with a 9-4 run since halftime. It's a 12-4 run overall. Down low, working back to the basket. It's Grohl, and a tough shot off the glass goes down against the defense of Tony Harding. Up ahead quickly, Kenny up against 3 defenders. Misses the shot, but he's fouled. Jason Kenny forcing the action. He was passive in the first 10 minutes of the game, aggressive at the end of the first half. He has 11 points. He has 3 fouls, and he'll get 2 free throws with his team trailing by 4. First one drifts off the left side of the rim as Daniel Osley checks back into the lineup, replacing Slika, who is the first Diplomat with 3 fouls. Slika heads to the bench. Kenny gets the second of the 2 free throws, and it's 50-47. And Jason Kenny has just passed 1,000 career points with that free throw. F&M turns it over. And now Misercordia does the same, as neither team can get a handle on the basketball here. Now down low, up ahead is McGrath, and an up and under layup. Cuts, or makes it a 5-point game. Down low, Rivera, and the layup in traffic. Lead back down to 3. Back and forth we go here in the second half. Federici scoreless in the first 4 minutes of this half after 19 in the first half. Whips it left wing for Tate. Down low, McGrath against the double team. Shot blocked by Rivera. Loose ball to Harding. Long pass down court. Fields, one-handed dunk with the right hand. 52-51 Diplomats. And a 16-8 run by the Cougars here on their home floor. The crowd, who has been quiet most of the night, now stands in appreciation. Under 16 minutes on the second half clock. Tate navigating towards the basket with the left hand. Dumps it for McGrath. Bounce pass for a cutting Federici, who gets the lefty layup to go. 54-51, Franklin and Marshall. Fields finds a cutting Rivera, who's hacked by Grohl. And it'll send Rivera to the free throw line. Already 4 fouls against F&M here in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half. First against Grohl. Rivera 1 for 1 from the line tonight, 8 points. Heads to the line for 2. Only a 45% shooter last season, but the first one, he looked like a 90% shooter. Misercordia women were defeated tonight by Lebanon Valley, 64-59. Rivera's second free throw hits the front of the rim and falls home. And Misercordia welcoming Jason Kenny to the 1,000-point club officially with the announcement. Standing ovation from the crowd here at Misercordia. Jason too focused into this game to really acknowledge it, much of it. And F&M turns it over. Stone McCreary bothering the postman, Grohl, forces the turnover. Alec Rodway crossing the timeline, all the way to the basket, out to Harding, passes on the 3, hesitation dribble, shot blocked in the lane. Tate comes out with it, has his pocket picked by Kenny, but Jason couldn't control it. Here comes Tate down the lane. Layup is missed by Grohl, but he's fouled from behind by Tony Harding. So Will Chandler, Misercordia head coach, rolling the dice to start the second half with his 2 top scorers, Fields and Kenny, both with 3 personal fouls. And to this point, he has dodged the bullet. Neither one of those young men has picked up his 4th. They initially signaled the foul against Trey Fields, and I was going to say, Fields I don't think was anywhere near the play, but now they've changed it. It is Harding on the foul. That's his first. Glenn Robinson was irate about the change, but I think it was kind of obvious. It was just the official signaled the wrong number. First free throw rattles home for Grohl. It's 55-53 Diplomats. Second free throw is short. Battle for the rebound. Tipped out to Rodway. Here comes Alec up out the far side left. Gets it back on a handoff from McCreary. Cross court for Kenny in the near right corner. Guarded there by Osley. Baseline drive. Up and under with the left hand. Comes up short. And Osley rips it down for the Diplomats. 14:37 to play in the game. F&M with the basketball. Moving right to left. They lead by 2. Top of the key, it's Osley, guarded loosely by Kenny. High post left for Grohl. Down low, Federici, power move against McCreary, and got the shot off the window. 23 in the game for Brandon Federici. It's a 4-point Diplomat lead. Jason Kenny navigating between the rings. Almost loses his balance as he's hounded by Osley. 14 to shoot. Rodway, dribble handoff for Fields. Left wing three, short as he crashes to the floor. Tried to draw a foul there. Good no call by the official. And here come the Diplomats. Federici, ball fake right wing, driving to the lane. Foul, and the shot goes down. Brandon Federici showing why he is likely the top returning player in the Centennial Conference. 25 points, 8 for 13 from the floor. A 6-0 run by F&M. And early second half action here. Again, we apologize. We're working through some technical issues with the stream folks. Hopefully, although it's not 100%, we hope that you're able to follow along. It's been a well-played game so far here. F&M has led by as many as 10. Misercordia has had a small lead, had a couple points in the first half, but for the most part, F&M has controlled the action here tonight. Brandon Federici converts the three-point play. He's now 6 for 6 from the line, 26 points. It's a 7-point advantage for the Diplomats. 13:47 on the second half clock. Jason Kenny with 3 personal fouls brings it ahead for the Cougars. Met at half court by Osley. Finds McCreary in the far left corner. Shot too strong. And the backside rebound by Awanya. Up ahead, Tate. Stop and pop for a straightaway three, and it's a swish. And just when Misericordia had it down to a 1-point game, next thing you know, it's back up to 10. 8-0 run for the Diplomats, and now a foul before the shot called down low against Lionel Awanya. It's his third. McCreary to the bench for the Cougars. Tyrell Mann, after that two-handed dunk, exploding down the left baseline in the final minute of the first half, back on the floor. Kenny inbounds to Rivera. Cougars trail by 10. Noah backing his man down in the right block, loses the handle as it's stripped away down low by McGrath. And here comes Tate up the far right side. Osley passes on the baseline shot. Now he'll take it and comes up short. Saved in by McGrath. Here's Federici, a mid-range shot off the mark. Rebound tipped around and controlled by McGrath. And F&M will get a third crack at it here with the 10-point lead. Matthew Tate dribbling left to right, dumps it down to a cutting Federici, who is pushed from behind and fouled by Harding. I said Federici. It's actually Matt Grohl that will head to the line. Third foul against Misericordia. 12:36 to go in the second half. First free throw up and in from Grohl. Matt Grohl, freshman, two-time All-State performer in the state of New York. In his first game at the collegiate level tonight, misses the second free throw. Misericordia quickly on the other end finds Rivera knifing down the lane, and he is fouled across the wrist. He'll head to the line for 2 shots. Foul was called against Tate. That's his third. Rivera who looks to me like he's been working on his free throw stroke. He's 4 for 4 now as he gets his first one to go. Rivera started roughly half the games last year. As a matter of fact, he started 10 games, so slightly less than half, and now Noah's 5 for 5. He's got 12 points. It's a 64-55 Diplomat lead. Far right wing, it is Mike Rice. Dumps it down low, and now back out to the corner. It's Grohl. Around the horn, Mike Rice. Left-handed bounce pass, Federici. Fadeaway shot, baseline. Tough shot. Harding might have got a hand on it, and it's rebounded by Rivera. Harding into the forecourt right. Tough shot in the lane is missed, but he's fouled. It's called against Grohl. That's his first. And F&M has been called for 16 personal fouls in this game, but they've done a good job spreading them out. Nobody with 4 yet. They have 3 players with 3. Tate, Awanya, and Slika. Arguably their 3 top returning players, all with 3. Harding misses the first free throw. For the Cougars, Fields and Kenny, both with 3. They had 3 at halftime. And Harding, a rare 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Still a 9-point game, under 12 minutes on a burning second half clock. Federici navigating right to left with the left-handed dribble. Bounce pass down low, McGrath back to the basket. Up top for Rice, passes on the 3, 2 dribbles and finds Osley on the right wing. Now here's a fadeaway shot, crossing left to right from the free throw line from Grohl, and it's too strong. Kenny out of the pack, 3-on-3, Fields, transition 3 from the near corner, no good, and Grohl the rebound. 11 and a half minutes to go in the half. Both teams have gone cold here in the last couple minutes. Diplomats with the basketball, working to the basket to my left. Federici, strong drive, and a foul as he missed the shot. Trey Fields tried to draw the charge. Check that, it's not Fields, it's Tyrell Mann, and he'll be called for the blocking foul. He was right on the edge of that protective arc underneath the basket, and that might be the reason for the block. Team foul number 4 against Misercordia sends Federici to the line. First one's up and in. Federici was a finalist for the Jostens Trophy last year, the Division III Player of the Year. He's just one of the top players in Division III basketball, and he showed that here tonight. He's 8 for 14 from the floor. Second free throw is in, and he's 8 for 8 from the stripe. Matches the largest lead for Franklin and Marshall at 11 with just over 11 minutes to go. Here's Harding off a ball fake, driving against multiple defenders. Shot off the window is short. No one there on the offensive glass for the Cougars, and the Diplomats the other way. Down low on the far right post, back out Federici, quick fire, misses. Offensive rebound and a hack across the arm as Zach Ravitz, the 6'7 freshman out of Millburn, New Jersey, came away with the offensive rebound. And they'll say it's a non-shooting foul. It goes against, well, the scoreboard says Kenny. I don't think that's correct. Well, my stats say Kenny with 4, but Jason's still on the floor, so I'm going to say that foul's against Tony Harding, and that'll be his 3rd. And now an offensive foul as Trey Fields was battling on the backside against Daniel Osley. So 10:48 to go. Franklin and Marshall has controlled the game here for the most part, but they have been unable to really pull away completely. Diplomats shooting 49%. Kenny, hounded between the circles by Osley, gets in the paint, out to Fields, open 3, no. Jason Kenny, offensive rebound, put back blocked, but a foul. The block was clean up top from Ravitz, but he got Kenny down low, and now Jason holding his left leg. down underneath the, looks like Jason will be okay. He'll get 2 free throws here. 8 for 11 from the line tonight. 12 points for Kenny, including the 1,000th point of his career. And probably a poor job by me not to recognize that more in the first half of this game, that he was getting close. Again, some technical issues here, and we apologize for that. But apologies to Jason. It's a big night for him, and he hits both free throws. Comes out of the game now with his team trailing by 9 with 10.5 minutes to go. McCreary back on the floor for the Cougars. Diplomats, here's a long 3 from Federici. It's in and out. Rivera rips home the rebound. Outlet to Mann. 3-on-4. Tyrell slicing through Diplomat defenders and gets the shot to go off the glass with the right hand. And the Cougars won't go away. The lead back down to 7. Halfway through this second half from the Anderson Center. 2 top-notch teams in Division III basketball going at it in the season opener. Baseline drive from Rice. And now down low, Awanya, guarded one-on-one by Rivera. Up top for Rice, open 3, and he drains it. And that is a big shot. Mike Rice, the 6'2 sophomore out of Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, knocks down his first field goal of the game to put the lead back up to double figures. Here's Mann, off a screen for 3, short. Rebound tips off multiple hands, and they'll give it to Misercordia. 9:28 to go, second half. Mann will inbound in front of the near sideline, in front of the Cougar bench, as the Cougars shoot at the basket to my right. Here's Fields off a feed from Rodway for 3. Misses, but the rebound taps out to him. And the Cougars will get another shot. Rodway in the lane, bounce pass for Rivera, who lays it in, and a great pass from Alec Rodway, who got his defender in the air. And Rivera, as the clock is stopped for a object rolled onto the court. It was a field hockey ball. It was loose. 69-61, 9 minutes to go. Diplomats dressed in the blue jerseys. Whipping around the horn. Rice, right wing, guarded loosely there by Rodway. Here's Slika navigating down the paint with the left hand. Shot rejected by Rivera. Loose ball controlled by the Diplomats with 6 to shoot. Not sure if they realize it. Federici off a screen gets bumped by his own man. Both of them go crashing to the floor. 5-on-3 for the Cougars. Rodway for a transition 3. Got it from the left corner. And it's a 5-point Franklin and Marshall lead. Still plenty of time to go. Alec Rodway, his first attempt at a 3 tonight, got it. And now a shot goes down on the other end, plus a foul for Rice as he cut down the lane. And Mike Rice who was extremely quiet in the first half, don't even recall him taking a shot, has made maybe the biggest 2 baskets for his team here in the second half, with the Cougars making their charge. And now he'll head to the line for a 3-point play opportunity. In and out. Fields skies for the rebound. Misericordia trails by 7. Fields top of the key. Down low with a bounce to Rivera. Working one-on-one now. Left-handed shot goes down. Noah Rivera has not missed a shot tonight. He's 5 for 5 from the field. He's 5 for 5 from the line. 16 points. And it's a 5-point margin. Here's Rice driving left baseline, and he travels. Picked up by McCreary, who cut in front of him. And Stone, who has done that a couple times tonight in the defensive end, forces the turnover. Under 8 minutes to play. Game that was expected to come down to the wire. Franklin and Marshall beat Misericordia down in Lancaster 2 years ago by 5. And now a turnover by the Cougars, a sloppy pass. Intercepted by F&M. Tate driving against man. Tough shot. Got it. Plus a foul. Matthew Tate, the second leading scorer last year for F&M, just over 10 points a game. He has 8 tonight. He can make it 9 with a three-point play, and he does. 74-66. Diplomats. Broadway into the forecourt right, guarded by Rice. Gets it back on a handoff from Fields. Top of the key, finds McCreary. Quick fire from a right wing three, and it's off the rim and then off the shot clock. Clock stops with 7:14 to go in the game. Rice beats Rodway's ball pressure in the backcourt. Bounces it to Tate, top of the key, guarded by Kenny. Here's a quick fire for three off a screen, and Tate got it. And again, it matches the largest lead of the game, 77-66. Diplomats looking every bit like the experienced team that they bring into the Anderson Center. Here's Rodway for three off a pass from Rivera, and it's short. And now we'll see if F&M wants to take the air out of the basketball a bit with this 11-point lead. They dump it down low to a cutting McGrath, but he can't handle the pass. 3-on-3, Fields charging into defenders, and down goes the defender and down goes Fields. It's an offensive foul called against Fields. The defender was definitely not set in the lane. It was Slika, but I think they're going to say that Fields was out of control. Borderline call. Could have went either way. Hard to argue because Fields really kind of had no place to go as he went surging into multiple Diplomat defenders. It's the fourth foul against Trey Fields, and he'll remain on the floor with 6:24 to go in the game. Both teams in the penalty for the final 6+ minutes. Tate, top of the key, guarded closely by Kenny. 2 dribbles and fires out. Corner three put up by Slika off the mark. Lots of contact on the deck. And finally, McCreary comes away with it. Up ahead to Kenny. Fields fakes the corner three, drives baseline, and is fouled by Matthew Tate. It's a non-shooting foul, but Cougars are in the bonus. It is the 10th team foul, so double bonus with 5:59 to go. Trey Fields, a 73% free throw shooter a season ago. 2 for 2 tonight, make that 3 for 3. Trey tonight, 16 points in the game on 6 for 12 from the field. He leads the way in scoring along with Rivera, who is perfect from the floor. 5 rebounds in the game for Trey, and cashes in on the second free throw. It's 77-68. And now Fields with those 4 personals heads to the Misercordia bench. Tyrell Mann back on the floor. This is an F&M team that does not turn the ball over much. And just as I say that, Mike Rice travels 40 feet from the basket as he was defended by Alec Rodway. It's the 11th turnover for the Diplomats. Misercordia only 10, and both teams turned it over a lot in the first 8 minutes or so of the game, taking care of the basketball extremely well since. Rodway crossing over against Rice. Left wing for Mann on the far side. Power dribble, driving, slicing into the lane, and gets a running layup to go. Misercordia again has it back to 7. Plenty of time remaining. Here's a quick fire at a 3 from Federici, and he got it. Jason Kenny went for the steal on the far side, almost got there. But when he missed it, it left Brandon Federici. Paul Garrity back with you here with 5 minutes and 23 seconds to play in the second half from the Anderson Center. Season opener for both Franklin and Marshall and Misercordia here tonight. And it's a 10-point advantage for the Diplomats, the nationally ranked opponent tonight. Brandon Federici leading the way with 31 points, 5 for 8 from three-point range. Cougars left to right. Rodway finds man in the near right corner. 13 to shoot. And now Tyrell driving baseline and has the ball poked away. And a good defensive effort there by Matt Grohl. F&M controls with 4:54 to go in the ball game. Awanya has it at the high post left. Back outside. Slika driving. Rivera lets him go. Layup is missed. And the rebound, all kinds of bodies fighting over it. And it looks like it'll be a tie-up. Arrow points the way of the Cougars. Trey Fields back on the floor with the 4 fouls. Rodway and Rivera to the bench. Harding also back on the floor. So the Cougars going with the offensive lineup here, trailing by 10. It's Kenny, Fields, Harding, Mann, and McCreary. Fields near side right, working against Federici. Hands off for Harding, slicing down the lane with a left-handed dribble, and he got the tough shot to go. Awkward fall for Tony, holding his left knee, grimacing in pain. They stop the clock. Tony motions for the training staff to come over, take a look at him over on the Misericordia bench. It is definitely a left leg injury for Harding. So after the basket, it's 80-72. 4:20 to go in the game. A full complement of timeouts available for each team. Misericordia in the double bonus. F&M will shoot 1 and 1 on the next free throw. Down low they go to Kroll against a double team. Misses the shot, but fouled from behind. And we'll see if it's Rivera or Mann. And they say it's Noah Rivera. That's his third. 4:09 to play. And it sends Matt Grohl, the freshman, out of Armonk, New York. 6'8". Kind of a versatile forward for face-up power forward type of player for Coach Glenn Robinson. First free throw is up and in. Franklin and Marshall is 19 for 23 from the free throw line. Traditionally, they are an outstanding free throw shooting team. Second free throw is nothing but net. 82-72. Diplomats. Trouble getting the basketball in as F&M comes with full court pressure, but a foul 91 feet from the hoop. Foul's called against Ignis Slika. That's his 4th. He joins Matthew Tate with 4 for the Diplomats. This has been a tightly whistled game. Consistently whistled game on both ends. But they have not let a lot go, and you see that a lot in early season games. The officials kind of want to stay on top of things. Kenny missed the first free throw. Second one's up and in. 82-73, Franklin and Marshall. We're down to the 4-minute mark. Federici off a curl, finds Tate left wing, fakes the 3, drives baseline, and is fouled by McCreary. Foul came before the shot, so it'll be 1 and 1 for the 6-foot senior out of Greenwich, Connecticut. Matthew Tate, 12 points on 3 for 4 shooting. 4 for 5 from the line. First free throw up and in. Second one goes down as well, and these free throws, my friends, they have not even been touching rim on the last 7 or 8 tries from the Diplomats. And again, the Diplomats match their largest lead. Kenny to the corner for Mann. Passes up on the far corner 3. Now dumps it down low on a bounce to Rivera. Left block, against the defense of McGrath. Back to the corner, man. Down low, Rivera. Two-man basketball. Noah with 7 to shoot, working, spinning, and gets the shot to go. Rivera still perfect from the field, 6 for 6, and it's 84-75. Grohl on the high post, guarded by Mann. Size mismatch there. And now they tried to isolate Grohl on the right post, but the pass is too hot to handle, and it goes off Matt's hands over the baseline. Back to Misercordia with 3:13 on a running second half clock. 17 turnovers in the game against the Diplomats. 16 against the Cougars. McCreary, near corner, fakes the three, up top for Fields. Left-handed, navigating towards the hoop, and he's fouled before the shot. That's Grohl's third. Fields with the 4 personal fouls and the 17 points. The line for 2. Short on the first. Misercordia is 21 for 29 from the line. And now the second one clangs off the back of the rim. 2 big misses there for Fields, who has otherwise had his usual solid effort. 2:47 on the game clock. Misercordia in a soft man-to-man here, allowing the Diplomats to burn clock. Top of the key, now dumping down low for a cutting Federici. Layup goes halfway down and pops out. 4-on-4 as players hit the deck. Kenny pulls up, doesn't want the three. McCreary for a corner three, and he got it. 3 ball from the corner pocket for Stone McCreary. That's his third trifecta of the game. Pretty much the entire second half. As a matter of fact, they have trailed for the entire second half. They trail 84-78. It's Franklin and Marshall basketball. Working towards the basket to my left. Brandon Federici, 31 points to lead the way for F&M tonight on 9 for 19 from the field. Misericordia comes out with full court pressure, but they back off as the Diplomats get it in to Matthew Tate. Sliko with 4 fouls back on the floor. Passes it over to Tate on the far right side. Guarded loosely by Kenny. Down to 14 to shoot. They find Tate cutting to the hoop. Shot blocked by Kenny. Here comes Mann up the near right side. Stops at the free throw line. Pops a 15-footer and misses it off the left side of the rim. And a big rebound by Matt Grohl. His 6th. And with 1:42 left, Matthew Tate will pound the dribble on the mouth of the Cougar logo. 1:34 to play. 10 to shoot for the Diplomats. They lead by 6. Tate, near side left wing, guarded by Kenny. 1 dribble towards the basket, dumps it down for Grohl, who gets the easy layup. And Jason Kenny got beat off the dribble that time, and that forced Rivera to help. Here's Kenny trying to answer with a layup, driving to the hole. It goes halfway down and pops out. And now F&M can smell it. It's 86-78 with just over a minute to play. Kenny goes for the steal at half court, whistled for the foul. And some of the Cougar faithful starting to head towards the exits. Will Chandler is testing his team in the non-conference schedule. First test was tonight. And it looks like they're not able to pass it. No embarrassment here. You're losing to a nationally ranked opponent. But I know Will Chandler saw this as a big opportunity for his team as Tate converts both free throws. It's a 10-point game. McCreary across half court finds Fields knifing through defenders, gets a layup as the Diplomats don't want to foul him. It's an 8-point game, 51 seconds left, and now a foul in the backcourt against the Cougars. It's McCreary's third. Problem here for Misercordia is you're sending the Diplomats to the line, and not a lot of good options. They're just such a good free throw shooting team. They're 24 for 28. Tate finally misses one, as McGrath goes to the bench for Glenn Robinson. Osley back on the floor. Second free throw for Tate is a swish. 89-80. Franklin and Marshall, 50 seconds to go. Kenny pushing up the far left side. Pass for man in the corner is knocked out of play by Federici with 45 seconds on the clock. Kenny double teamed between the circles and is fouled. Not what Glenn Robinson wanted. You definitely don't want to stop the clock if you're the Diplomats with a 9-point lead with 42 seconds left and send Misericordia's best free throw shooter to the line. Slika fouls out of the game with 4 points. Rookie of the year in the Centennial Conference last year. A quiet night for Ignis. Only shot the ball 6 times. Kenny missed the, check that. This is his first free throw, and it's up and in. 89-81. One more coming for the Misericordia junior with 16 in the game. Second one is missed. Jason Kenny tonight, uncharacteristic. He's missed 5 free throws. Now a foul in the backcourt with 41 seconds to play. We'll have stats and a recap coming up after the game. Our next broadcast here for the men will be Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Misericordia will take on Rutgers Camden as part of the Scotty Wood tournament down at Muhlenberg College. Matthew Tate gets the first free throw to go. It's 90-81. Second one comes up short, but the rebound tips back to him. And that should just about seal it, as Misericordia may not elect to foul here. Federici pounding the dribble between the circles. Clock down to 26 seconds left. And now finally a foul is given by Kenny. And that'll be his 5th. So Jason fouls out of the game with 16 points. Only 2 for 8 from the field. 4 assists for Kenny tonight, 3 rebounds. He had 29 points the last time these two teams played, back in his freshman year. Breakout performance for Kenny on his way to Rookie of the Year status that year. Osley to the line, makes his first. Second one spins out, 91-81. 22 seconds on the clock. Rodway into the paint, out to McCreary for a step-back 3, and he got it over Osley. McCreary continues his hot shooting from that exhibition game where he made 8 threes. And now a foul in the backcourt against Fields. Trey Fields fouls out with 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, with 11.7 seconds to play. This is the first of 3 games for Misercordia against what are expected to be the top 3 teams in the Centennial Conference, according to the preseason poll. Franklin and Marshall was picked to finish second in that poll. Swarthmore, who Misercordia will face in about a week, was picked first. And Dickinson, who is on the schedule for December 30th, is picked third. Second free throw missed. Rivera has it slapped away from him, and that's how this one will end. 92-84, your final score from the Anderson Center. Franklin and Marshall showing why they're a top 25 team in the preseason national polls. They win it over Misericordia. We'll be back with full stats and a recap after this. This is Misericordia Basketball on the Cougar Radio Network.
Make life simpler with the new pill box from DePietro's Pharmacy.
For nurses who go and visit patients at home, one of the challenges is to sort out the medication.
Just knowing that through the new pill box, that they're coming prepackaged, the patient has a sense of relief, the caregiver has a sense of relief, and the nurses have a sense of relief.
The feedback that they give a couple months later is, wow, I love it. I can do things again.
Visit newpillbox.com.
I love DePietro's, the easy pharmacy.
Welcome back to Misericordia Basketball here on the Cougar Broadcast Network.